Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Michaela. Today I have a breast reduction story for you. I wanted to make a breast reduction story video to tell you everything about my experience. I got a lot of benefit out of watching other people's videos about their breast reduction stories, and I wanted to be helpful as well. As you know, I'm very transparent about everything I have done and everything that I do. You all know I get Botox and filler and all of that. This is my first plastic surgery, and this was one of those things that was probably 50% for looks and 50% for my health. So let's begin. Back in February of this year, I got a really bad case of frozen shoulder on my right shoulder in particular, and it's one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my entire life. It way exceeded the pain that I have felt from this surgery, and I never wanted to experience that again. By getting a breast reduction, I was told, and I think that it will significantly reduce the chances of me getting frozen shoulder again. So I apparently have some sort of nerve damage in my right shoulder muscle that connects to my neck, and that was due to too heavy of breast or my bra strap kind of like digging in for so long. Getting a breast reduction was always something that I wanted to do, but I never took action because it hadn't affected my health yet. As soon as it started affecting my health, I knew that I had to do it, and it's honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made for myself. So currently I am 2 weeks post-op from my breast reduction, and I'm feeling amazing. My surgery went very smooth. I had no complications. My surgeon was amazing, and all the staff at the surgery center was amazing as well. And I'm just so thankful with who I chose. If you're looking into getting any sort of plastic surgery, please make sure that your surgeon is board certified and has all the certifications and licenses needed. You don't want to do this and have a bad experience because you chose the wrong surgeon. And when you go in for a consultation, you will know if it's the right surgeon for you. So as I was getting prepped for my surgery, there was a 26-year-old girl that had just come out of her breast reduction as well. They said it was crazy that out of all the surgeries they had scheduled, it was me and another 26-year-old girl that same day. So we were both 26 getting breast reductions, both of us. It was a really cool feeling knowing that there was someone there that I could relate to. Although it did scare me as they were prepping me for surgery. They wheeled her out into the recovery area, and my door was closed on my room, but I could hear her wake up, and she was crying and in so much pain. And they were like, "What's the pain on a scale of 1 to 10?" And she was like a 13, and she was like bawling her eyes out. And it honestly made me really nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I about to do? And anyway, my experience was not her experience. I went through surgery, everything went great. I came out into the recovery room. I woke up and they said, "How are you feeling?" And I said, "I feel fine." Like I felt amazing. I felt nothing. They did a nerve block on my chest area so that when you wake up, you can't feel it. So I'm not exactly sure how she felt it, but everything went super well for me, and I was so thankful, and I just felt really bad for her. I honestly felt a lot better than I expected to right after surgery. I thought that I would be in some pretty bad pain. I mean, you're getting part of your body cut off and stitched back up, so I fully expected to be in some pretty serious pain, but I didn't experience that, and honestly didn't feel much throughout the day. I think that at nighttime it really bothered me a lot worse, just trying to sleep with it. I did take pain medications for about 3 days. I did end up quitting my antibiotic a little early, which don't do as I do. It actually made me feel really nauseous, really lightheaded. It gave me severe stomach cramps and made me feel really bad even when I ate with it. So that was honestly my least favorite medication, and I'm also like anti-antibiotic because I think it messes with your gut biome, and my stomach hasn't felt great since. I've been hitting the probiotics really hard. And I did tell my doctor I came completely clean at my 1 week post-op appointment and told him that I had quit taking all medications that he prescribed, and he was like, that's okay, you're good to go, you look amazing, and you are healthy, so don't worry about it. So the main question obviously is, how big was I and how small did I go? So initially when I went in for my consultation, I told him that I wanted to go from a D cup to a B cup. And I wasn't aware that when you get a breast reduction, the surgeon does not guarantee what cup size you will be. He actually asked me to show him a picture of what I wanted them to look like, because they don't really go by cup sizes. It's kind of like a clothing industry thing that they made up. So what I did was I Googled D to B breast reductions, and I did find that I liked the look of the B cup breast, especially for my body frame. I'm only 5'2", so a D cup I was a large D cup, and it just looked too big on my body frame. So I chose the B cup, I screenshotted the pictures, and I literally airdropped them to his iPad, and I guess he just looked at them the entire time throughout the surgery so that he could give me exactly what I asked for. And the results are almost identical to the picture, so I am very happy with that. The size is perfect for me, and I feel amazing. I have had no shoulder or back pain since the surgery, and it literally was a weight off my chest. So about at 1 week post-op, I had a big acne breakout. And I will say that I had to quit taking my spironolactone a few days before surgery, and I couldn't take it for a few days after surgery. So I assume it was partly due to that, but I also looked on Reddit, and others who have had breast reductions said that they also had acne breakouts around the 1 to 2 week post-op period. And a lot of people think that it could be due to your body detoxing anesthesia and the medications. So I have a feeling it's a combo of both. My face is actually starting to clear up now from the breakouts. I don't know if you can see because I tried to cover them up with makeup, but I was getting it really bad, like by my ears, which is just so weird. But I had like cystic acne so bad on my cheeks 1 week post-op, and I still am having breakouts on my chest and my back pretty bad. I did pick up a benzoyl peroxide wash for in the shower just to hopefully clear this up as soon as possible. I just want to say that I feel like myself again here at 2 weeks post-op. At my 1 week post-op appointment, my doctor said that everything looks great and everything looks amazing. The only thing I did have I wouldn't even call it a complication, it's just something that happens to some people, but I did have some blood blisters along my incision line in a couple of places, and one of them burst actually like a day after surgery and like kind of got blood in my bra. And I also have one along the incision line that goes down from your nipple to the crease of your breast at the bottom. That one, I think they're both healing really well. He said just to keep antibiotic ointment and a Band-Aid on it. So I have been doing that, and I'm no longer putting the Band-Aid on there. Like, they're healing and they look great. One of the negatives that I will say about this surgery is that I am itching so badly that I find myself waking up in the middle of the night and I'm scratching my incision line, which is like super scary because I don't want to hurt anything, but I just itch literally all day, and I've tried taking Benadryl hopefully to help with the itching, and it doesn't really help. I think that's just something that comes along with the healing process that you just have to take. Also, at my 1 week post-op appointment, the doctor just told me, like, don't do any repetitive motions because you don't want to like bother your incision lines. Don't raise your arms above your head, and don't lift anything over 10 pounds. He was very adamant about me not vacuuming or anything like that. And he said that I could go for light walks. So I took my first little walk yesterday and I sort of felt a little lightheaded. It could be just because it's really hot and I'm kind of out of shape now after my surgery. Also, in my 1 week post-op appointment, they removed all the gauze out of my bra and I only have tape along my incision lines now. And that felt a lot better getting the gauze removed because it would get really hot and sweaty and itchy. And so I was so happy to get that out. And I also was able to shower 1 week post-op. So after I was cleared at my post-op appointment, I came home and showered. And it was honestly really tiring and really tough. It was harder than I expected to wash my hair and I was just really exhausted afterwards. So definitely consider that. I am here at about 2 weeks post-op. I'm starting to feel electrical shock feelings in my breast, and that is just the nerves being repairing themselves. So it's not like, it's only painful for like a split second and then it's over. So it's like more uncomfortable than painful. So it's definitely nothing to worry about. I'm also a lot less numb than I expected to be. That was a big thing that was brought up in my consultation, was that I may, he did say there was only like a 5% chance I would lose feeling in my nipples, but I expected to be a lot more numb than I am. There's certain spots that I am still numb, but I am starting to get a little feeling back, and there are some places that I didn't lose feeling in at all, so I'm very thankful for that. He also told me at my consultation that there could be a 50% chance that I couldn't breastfeed one day. And I have not had children yet, and I don't expect to for a few more years, but I wanted to go ahead and get the surgery for my health, and I put myself first. And that can seem a little selfish to some, but I want to be as healthy as possible for when I do have a child. So there's a 50% chance that I will be able to breastfeed, and there's a 50% chance that I won't. So if that's a deal breaker for you, then you're gonna need to wait to have the surgery till after you have a child. He also told me that my breast could grow back during pregnancy, and I may have to go through this all over again. But I was okay with that personally, and I made the decision that I would do it again if I had to. So as I said before, I quit taking pain meds on day 3, and I just continued with extra strength Tylenol after that, and it helps. I did take a couple of muscle relaxers on a couple of nights that I needed a little extra help. Another medication they prescribed to me was nausea medication. I was nauseous after I woke up from my anesthesia, so I was able to take one of those when I got home. I was also nauseous a lot from that antibiotic, so I would take the nausea medicine with it a lot of times. So I was glad when I was able to quit taking that. So another thing I wanted to mention are that my stitches are dissolvable, and I did not have drains. My doctor did not do drains. He said that he only does drains in about 1% of cases if he feels like you need it when he's doing the surgery. So I did not have to have them, and I'm super thankful. The swelling was really bad on week 1. I feel like it has subsided a little bit. They're not as firm and like hard to the touch. They're getting a little bit softer, and I can tell that the swelling has gone down a tad bit. The swelling is definitely still there. It's gonna take a long time for it to completely go away and for your breast to settle. I'm feeling a lot better about it. I will say the only thing I've experienced is that I still do get a little lightheaded on some days, like if I stay out all day or if I'm super busy or if I go out for a walk. Sometimes I get a little lightheaded. I think it's just from being down for a week straight and not doing very much, so I'm going to build my strength back up. One thing that really bothered me about this surgery was the mental toll that it took on me that I wasn't expecting. A few days after my surgery, I was able to put on one of my old shirts that I wore, and I think that it really messed with my head, and I looked in the mirror and I didn't see anything different because I had worn that shirt before when I had bigger boobs. So I was very like having a body dysmorphia moment, and I was devastated that day. And after I took that shirt off and I put one of my new shirts on the next day, it completely went away. And I think that You just have to feel the feels and go, you have to take it day by day. Every day I feel different. Some days I have those days where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not small enough. Like, I don't feel that different. And then there are days that I feel amazing and it's one of the best things I've ever done. And I think you do. You just have to take it day by day. I don't know if I already said this, but my shoulder and back pain is completely gone and I'm so thankful. And I pray that I never get frozen shoulder again. So another thing that I don't love is that for 1 week post-op, you have to sleep on your back at a 45-degree angle. I don't love that. I have to stay in one position. I also have issues with frozen hip. So I get frozen hip when I stay in one position at night. So I usually like to roll on my sides, but you can't do that after breast reduction surgery. So I have had to stay on my back. Luckily, at my 1 week post-op, he cleared me to sleep flat on my back and I don't have to be elevated. So I don't really worry as much about it. And I do move kind of a little bit during the night instead of just staying perfectly still because I'm freaked out I'm gonna hurt something. So I'm thankful for that. You do have to wear your surgical bra 24/7. They did put me in a surgical bra and sent me home. So at 1 week post-op, when I showered and removed the bra, I looked at the brand and the size and I just ordered that exact same bra on Amazon and I was able to wash and put the new one on and that worked out really well. So here is the bra that they put me in right after surgery. I have washed this one, so it might have lint on it, but it's these little front close bras, which I haven't closed it all the way, so it looks weird. It's these little front close bras, and you can get them on Amazon for like $8 or something. They're so cheap. And this one is the Fruit of the Loom brand. And it doesn't have any padding, it's just lined on the inside. And that also helped me to determine what band size I am now compared to what I was pre-surgery. I also went and got a lot of like zip up shirts and jackets. So underneath, I just have the surgical bra. And that's what I've been wearing a lot lately. I am able to put on a lot of big t-shirts that I had previously that I can really stretch out to get on because I can't raise my arms. So I have to kind of like worm my way into them. So I can't use like any tight shirts for sure right now. Also, during the first week, you don't want anything tight on your boobs either. I did order this little like zip up jacket that's kind of like form-fitting on Amazon. I thought it would be stretchy enough, but after I put it on and zipped it up, it was too tight on my chest and it kind of was painful. So I had to change out of that for now. Hopefully I can wear that in a couple of weeks. Also, something I wanted to bring up is that I highly recommend that you have a caregiver for the first few days after surgery. I couldn't imagine having to cook for myself and my husband and have to clean the house, and you're not aware enough with all the medications you're on and from still having just like the after effects of anesthesia. You're sleeping a lot, and I was so thankful that my mother-in-law was able to come take care of me for a few days because my husband is not home a lot. He's working a lot, and so he was not able to be here a lot. So I was so thankful for that. And I had all my meals made for me. And I know some people aren't fortunate enough to have that, but I couldn't have imagined having to remember to take my medications on time. I would have definitely forgot or like slept through it. So I was glad that I had someone to wake me up. She even woke me up in the middle of the night to give me some medication so I could continue to sleep well throughout the night, because those first few nights are kind of tough. So I have a couple items that I highly recommend you go pick up before your surgery, and these were lifesavers. So my doctor told me to go pick up some extra strength Tylenol. I got just the Walmart brand. That was like $3 and it works really well. So you don't need the name brand. I also got this Dove spray deodorant. And it honestly was the best thing because I couldn't raise my arms up to use like a stick like I normally do. So the spray deodorant came in clutch, and I'm still using it currently. I kind of like it because it's easy, but I still can't totally raise my arms up all the way. I can raise them up high enough now where I can shave my underarms and do all that, but this is just still easy right now, so I'm gonna continue to use this for a few more weeks at least. There were also a lot of breast reduction stories that I watched on YouTube that people were sharing all of these things that they bought for their breast reduction, and I think that a lot of women kind of like overbought certain things and supplies that they thought they might need. I didn't wish that I had bought anything that I didn't, I guess you could say. There were the few things like the deodorant and the Tylenol. That was good enough for me. I didn't miss anything that I didn't buy. And I don't think that you need to go out and spend a lot of money to buy all these things to like help you through your surgery. I think like I've seen a lot of people buying wipes for like your body, and I just feel like that's unnecessary. Like you can use a washcloth and soap. Like you don't have to go out and buy all these like disposable products, which I'm not really for anyways. And I don't think that you need all of that. I also went and bought a few sets of button-down pajama sets, like the shorts and the button-down tops. Those worked really well for me right after surgery, and I highly recommend you go do that. That's something you do need along with an extra surgical bra. But if you have Amazon Prime, there's no need to buy the surgical bra beforehand because you're probably gonna wanna buy the exact same brand that your doctor puts you in because you know it feels comfortable. So highly recommend waiting on that one. So that's all I have for you today. This was my 2-week post-op breast reduction story, and I want to continue making these videos to update you guys. I have my 1-month post-op appointment on the 21st of this month, so I can't wait to share with you everything new. I want to continue updating you so you know what to expect if you are going to be going through a breast reduction. Please give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful, and please share it with any of your friends who you may know that are having breast reductions, because it is so helpful to be able to go and watch someone else's story so that you can kind of know what to expect. And if you have any questions that I forgot to cover in this video, please leave it down in the comments below, and I promise I will get back with you and answer your question. I loved having someone who can answer any of my questions, and thank you so much for watching. I love you. See you soon.